Hey, good morning. It's the Fort Worth Playboy, and this is the Fort Worth Playboy question of the day. And we are only 2.5 hours behind. So everything's going to work out after all. So, what is the question of the day? It is some of our most common questions that I get asked either through the DMs or online, or usually it's a follow up question. We'll say something um, pertaining to game, and there'll be a clarification. And so generally, we always say drinks as a first date, first meetup. In fact, we say don't use the word date when you're meeting up with a girl the first or second time. Again, it's a meetup. That way, the thing is with the word date, it puts it into the female frame where you're trying to win her over. But a meetup is simply you meeting up with her to get an idea if she's worth your time to invest. Again, that's what we do. You change the language and it changes the frame of what's going on. So the question today being, why no dinner dates? And there's a couple foundational reasons why you don't do dinner as a first date, or really second. You don't really start doing dinner until after you start fucking regularly. That's your line. I mean, when she's invested in you to a certain extent, you can start investing a little bit more in her. You are still going to have to pay to play in the beginning. You're going to have to buy drinks. You're going to have to go somewhere. And there are ways to get around even that. But why no dinner dates? Number one is you can't get away. And that's the craziest thing is you need to be able to get in, and in less than an hour, preferably about 45 minutes, have a drink or two and get a feel for the girl. If you're doing the one or two, the two date system, if you're using a two date system in my how to build your dating system, the first date is simply a get to know her, get a feel for her, see if she's cool. And if she is good, you can set up the next date, tomorrow you can meet back up. Or if it's going really good, you can call an audible and start following your system and close her that evening. So sex on the first date, which almost every guy that has ever bought my system or my experience with my system has sex with the girl first or second date. There's no really a third date, even though that's kind of the rule today, is 3 dates and you're in. But number one, it gives you a chance. If she doesn't look like she did in the pictures, if she isn't your type, if she has a bad personality, if there's something that pops up like you never date women with children and she mentions she just had to drop her kid off at the sitter, so you can bail. This gives you a chance to go, you know what? Hey, I just got a call from a friend. I'm going to have to go. And you pay the bill and you leave. So, or if she's like just divorced and she's really toxic and you're like, oh, this is not good mentally, you're saying that to yourself. There's no reason to make a scene. Just go, hey, get the bill. I want to tab out. And you go, hey, it was good meeting you. I got to go. And you just walk out. That way you're not stuck. Because with dinner, you're stuck. You've got a reservation. You're talking about a minimum of an hour to 2 hours investment. And it just isn't going to benefit you. And again, number two is it puts you in that date frame. Drinks are casual, they're sexy, and you can escalate from there. Dinner slows everybody down. And the number three thing, and the most important reason, is no one likes to fuck on a full stomach. So it's really putting you at a disadvantage to do a first night close if you're walking around and you just had dinner and no one feels good. And Bunny's good about explaining this. Girls want to feel slim and light and pretty and cute. And she's not going to feel like that if she just ate dinner. She's going to feel bloated and slow, and she doesn't want you to see her with her clothes off because her stomach's hanging out, all kinds of negatives. So none of those things are good. None of those things work in our favor. And I do get this a lot with guys. They're like, girls are just looking for a free dinner. Well, perhaps they are, but you're not available for that. And you can screen out those girls. It's a good screening mechanism of, oh, hey, you know what? I really just want to meet up for drinks. Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, have a great day. And you just hang up. Just move on. If they insist on dinner, they're not really looking out for y'all's best interests, which is what you're in control of, is the entire thing. So you can move on pretty fast. You just go, okay. You got to learn how to like sort these women out. That way, when you do meet up, you're working with yes girls, not maybe or no girls, or somebody that has an alternative motive to being there. You want a girl that's there to meet up with a sexy man and be entertained and have her pussy destroyed all in one night. That would be ideal. And that's who you're looking for. So that's why we don't do dinner, is it does not figure into anything good. It's just a tradition. As one guy conveyed to me on the phone, he had mentioned that he had went out on a dinner date, and the secretary said, that's an amateur mistake. So, don't make amateur mistakes. We know better because we are pros at this. We know what works and what doesn't work and why. And so I wanted you to know. And again, the number one thing, especially for guys that are kind of jaded, they're like, yeah, girls they just want you to pay for their dinner. Well, you don't have to worry about that if you never take them to dinner. So you only do drinks. You're only there to meet up. You want to see how things work out. It's casual. It keeps it in your frame of you're there to kind of like qualify her. And everything should work out perfectly. If you're interested in how to do all of this, let's see if I can get my screen up. The Fast Start package, if you're either beginner, intermediate, or even if you're a pro, it has a Magic Bullet Online Dating Profile Handbook, the Instant Self-Confidence with Women Handbook, and the Build Your Dating System and How to Fuck Like a Porn Star. So you can start getting some of the repeat business and referrals. Girls will always talk about how you were in bed. And if you impress them enough, their girlfriends want in on some of that action too. And then you're either in a threesome or you got their friends discreetly meeting up with you. And discretion is always advised. But the Magic Bullet Online Dating helps you dial in that type of meetup. Instant self-confidence, irrational self-confidence is a foundational part of game. Everything else works better with that. Build your dating system so you know how to meet that girl on the first night and have a plan in place so you can call an audible and move her from stranger to completely naked and in your bed the same night. And then fuck like a porn star. That way you're getting that repeat business and referrals. It's a complete system. You can't beat it. So if you like this, like it. If you want to share it or subscribe, and if you really want to support this channel and the things that we're doing here, buy a product and make yourself better. We also have consultations available at fortworthplayboy.com or myplayboysbunny.com. So I hope you guys have a great day.